Hello you guys, welcome back to Planet Coaster 2, welcome to the seaside, and for one last time, welcome to Portside Pier. Yes, this was the series that was so good, Brighton Pier had to change their entry fee policy, and we're about to go for a tour. I can't wait. This was supposed to be a series that showcased the idea of having curbless paths and what we could do with it, and it ended up being an entire thing with rides on a pier. So I think we should just do a tour so you can see it from peep level, because you always see it top down, and yeah, we need to see it from peep level. So the original empty pier is on the workshop, as is the most recent build, so if you want those then go ahead and grab them. So inspired very much by Weston-super-Mare, Blackpool Pier, Brighton Pier, Clacton Pier. It's just a very British seaside pier. This looks so much like Weston's entrance. It is unreal. So we're going to go through the turnstiles and we're going to end up in this little area. And again, this is very inspired by Weston. They've got all of their shops and stuff, or some of their shops down the front, so they can actually just open that bit if they wanted to and then leave the pier closed. So I wanted it to feel a little bit claustrophobic. Not as claustrophobic as it's about to get, but I wanted it to feel quite claustrophobic. That's kind of how these things are. And then we get to the arcade. Now it's empty inside because I suspect, I have no evidence for this by the way, zero evidence, but I suspect there's an arcade update or DLC coming because of the mechanics that we've now got in game. So I've left that space empty just in case. There is an arcade on the pier that we're going to see, but this is the main one. So anyway, this whole building on the outside, it was very much inspired by Blackpool Pier before they did their little upgrade to their area. So it's very jank. It's supposed to be jank, you can imagine. Like the wood is actually a little bit, I don't want to say rotted because that's the wrong word, but it's dirty, grubby, sticky. You can imagine that kind of vibe, right? And you can see, by the way, just how good the pathing is now. Like we've got curbless paths. The bit down here with the queues, you can't actually see. Well, you can, but you have to sort of like look for it, right? If you're actually physically looking for the line, then you're going to find it. But if you're just looking at a scene like this, it's absolutely perfect. I love it. It was such a good update. So there's the carousel sitting quite pretty there. And then we're going to carry on walking, and then we come to this bit. I absolutely adore these little shops. They are just so tacky. They are absolutely selling tat, full of tat, and I love it, absolutely love it. So the update 6 that came, which gave us the gift shops and stuff, absolutely brilliant. Such a great update. It just allows you to have all of this clutter in a gift shop, and I love it. And then the other side, Beaches Be Crazy, that's exactly the same as well, right? So yeah, all the clutter and stuff on the outside, all the beachy type stuff, is perfect. It's just got the absolute perfect vibe. Then we've just got the seating area in the middle here, and again, this is supposed to feel quite claustrophobic. This is the whole idea of this. You've got lots of food units and stuff down this side. I didn't do, by the way, I wanted to save piece count because the frame rate gets a little bit edgy anyway. So anyway, you'd have loads of like food and drink units along here, and then this side you've got the games units. They look so good, especially now that you can put the gift shop stuff, which I didn't realize at the time of doing the gift shops. The gift shop stuff is separate, so now you can put all the stuff up. It actually looks good. I'm so here for it. Like, yes, Planet Coaster's good. So there is another one of the units. This is one of the units I did put the effort into, and again, the kitchen stuff is off the workshop, right? You've seen me use it before, you've seen me do the share code, etc. But it's there, and I love it. Likewise with the pizza pen on the other side, that's also got all of its kit and whatever. And then this one here, this little latte love, it's looking so good. Pizza pen and latte love. I kind of hope in the future we're going to get some new brands. I know that there was an entire DLC, wasn't there, in Planet Coaster 1 that gave us the new brands. I think it was the World's Fair DLC or whatever it was. And yeah, I kind of hope we get that again. But for now, we've got pizza and coffee. What that'll do, like, Gulp is just walking through the kitchen. Don't look where he's walking. But yeah, I love this little unit. It's based on Clacton Pier. The Clacton's got this like little diner-esque kind of food unit right at its entrance. I kind of liked how it was positioned, and the aquatic stuff is actually really good because it automatically gives a rounded edge to the walls. So I think it's yeah, I think it's decent. Looks alright, I'm happy with that. And then we've got the Helter Skelter. What pier is not complete without a helter-skelter. So there you go. We have ourselves a helter-skelter. But we are going to talk about the Flume, because I love how the Flume now sits. Now that everything else is on the pier, I think he needs a wee. I think it actually works out for the best. It actually looks pretty decent from down here. Like, if you come through here, you can see that it splashes in all the right places, and you've got the fences in all the right places. The rides in the background are interacting with it exactly as I wanted it to. Like, you can see that that big behemoth swing is actually interacting with the sightline of it quite nicely. And then of course when you look down, you can see the Eurofighter. It just sits. It sits so comfortably where it is. I didn't think it was going to when I put it in, but I'm so glad, so glad that it's now in. And again, from down here, it's all the right sort of height. I mean, would there be some kind of viewing platform that you could actually see up to the actual drop? Yeah, maybe. But do we have the room for it? No, not really. So there's a food unit. There's another food unit over there. This was the episode, or this was the series, by the way, that I realised that these swing signs are also resizable. And in real life, they are genuinely this big. Like, they are massive things. Like, you see the scale between him and the sign. Yeah, that's an actual thing. And then we've got this little bad boy. I don't know whether you would find it on a pier, but I liked it because we've got the idea of the tank, right? So you can see there that you've got the actual tank, and it sits on top of everything. It's not built into the ground, so it kind of feels like it would be something that you might be able to put on a pier. So we put it on a pier, and we called it done. So then we came around this way, and this is the Whitewater Flume, and that's the station. Love how the station is. It just, again, it fits so nicely. It's just so jank. It's so generic. It's so exposed beams, and it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then this fencing, just brilliant. Yes, it's the perfect fencing to use. Like, it's just so cheap and generic. And then when we come up through this way, we then have the metal tread plates, and again, the introduction of invisible cues and stuff really helped with this bit, because it just brings it all to life. And then inside here, it looks awesome. So we went for a ride, didn't we, in the episode I put it in, but the pier was empty at that time. The whole view completely changes. Let's go for a ride. And there you go, the perfect little travelling log flume. It's just sitting so nicely on the pier. By the way, did you see? Don't say anything else, just in the comments. I saw. And there we go. There's the station, all looking janky and exposed, and I am so here for it. And the other thing I'm here for, I'm going to say that a lot, by the way, because I love this pier. Like, this is so much better than Shorehaven ever was. This flooring, now that we can do it, that we had it back from the sci-fi pack, yes, it's just so much from the original game that I was missing, and it's now all coming together. And I know you can't see the paths because they're invisible. That's the whole purpose of the series. They're slightly wider than this catwalk, but the fact that we can now do these catwalks and do them justice, oh yes, absolutely, absolutely perfect. I don't know what these guys are doing. He's a beardy fella, isn't he? I've never seen his character before. They're looking at something. I don't know what they're looking at. Sure. Okay. Whatever. Fine. So yeah, there's the station one more time with the extra ride. So we're gonna go this way, by the way, because we're gonna show off the arcade. This is like the get dry unit, you know, the heater unit. I was gonna originally turn this into a photo unit, but turns out you can't put photos on the log flume, so we'll come back and do that if that changes. For now, it's gonna stay as heaters. So there's the arcade stuff. Now, I mean, arcade games outside the front, absolutely perfect. And then you come in here, and it's just an arcade. And I mean, I just have so much admiration for Joshua for this stuff. Like, look at it; it's just incredible. The detail, it's just. I can't even comprehend the amount of imagination and creativity that had to go in to create these. Like, even down to the Z fighting on the screens. It's just ridiculous. I do think, by the way, that we're going to get an arcade update. There's certainly the mechanics that are being introduced. By the way, please let's not point out the the machines that I've missed that are very much through the floor. Let's not look at those and point those out. Yeah, so I think we're going to get an arcade DLC, but I have got no evidence to suggest that, other than the mechanics that have been put into the game suggests arcades, playgrounds, that sort of stuff. Anyway, we need to come down this way to go and see the train and those also stuck guests. This is one thing, by the way, with using the path system as I've used it, where it's just one big pad. When you start to close off areas like this, guests do tend to get a little bit lost. You've already seen it. So this is like our weird dinosaur fella. I just wanted to put it in because it was a celebration of the fact we had the fairy tale stuff back. And it just, yeah, it fits, right? It just fits the whole narrative of the pier, and I love it. And the train, it was just a bit of a last minute idea. It just happened. But from down here, it actually looks like it should. And I'm here for it. So then we've got the crazy mouse. I am so glad that I ported this in from Fantastica. And I'm also really glad that I took the time to edit it and make it better. Because it rides better, it actually looks better, and I'm glad I redid the custom supports. Like, originally I wasn't going to, I was just going to port them across, recolor them and be done. But I'm actually now glad that I took the time to redo the supports, partly because the support structure that we had for Fantastica wouldn't have worked on the Pier, and partly because it just looks better, like these whole cross bracings and stuff. This is now baked more in science than Fantastica's was. This now has to think about how it's going to interact with the pier and the structure and stuff. But yeah, I love it. New colour scheme, green and red. It's looking decent, it's looking fun. And then the queue line, really, really simple queue line, kept it really, like, ridiculously stupid. And then likewise with the station, there's the tread plate stuff again. Again, it's the whole idea of having invisible paths just makes it all make sense. And then again, the tread plates on the pillars, just to give it that whole health and safety thing. Love it. And across the top here, like, yes, I missed those tread plates, I really did. So there you go. There's the station. Lots of clutter inside. Very industrial kind of space. There's no theme to this whatsoever. But we're going to go for a ride. See you in a minute. Yay! The wild mouse lives on, and so does its structure. Love it. So we're going to come down this little pathway, and then we're going to come into the photo and gift shop. And again, Frontier played an absolute blinder with these photos. The fact that they update live is, oh, I'm so here for it. Like the whole photo system of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 was just shocking. The idea of it putting a picture on your hard drive every time the train went past just to fill up your hard drive. What were they even thinking? Like, and it was back in 2006 when hard drives weren't that big to start with, but now this system is absolutely incredible, and those guys are watching it as well. There's a lot of staff just standing around. I don't know what I've done. Like, I've broken the staff unit. But I love it. I love the photo unit. I love how they update, and I love everything about it. I've just added in my own printers. They're the ones that I use elsewhere. But then again, the gift shop stuff beside it actually looks cool as well. And then coming down this way, I wanted it to feel claustrophobic with the not ghost house, but from down here, do you know what? It actually looks decent. I like how it looks from down here. I always designed it from sort of like what I call pseudo peep view. You know, that's when you're slightly higher than peep level, but you kind of go down just to see it. But now I'm actually down at peep level. I mean, look, that's me crouching. That's me not crouching. It looks all right from down here. You know, like yes. Yes. So there's the queue. It's just a nice little wooden fence. Nothing too particularly special about it. And of course, we don't have the spooky pack stuff to be able to do an actual ghost train. So, and we also didn't have the Western stuff and the pirate stuff to help with the whole spooky theme. So I ended up deciding to do a Western theme, and it actually worked out quite well. The idea being the hotel and that top floor that you're looking at now, that's actually like a balcony, and then you leave, and then you get the actual outside balcony scene. That now looks amazing now that all the rides are in, so I love it. Like, yes. There's the station. I kept it nice and simple. A couple of like metal railings and whatever in. And it's a dual station, by the way. And that's so that you can help with the loading. So it's actually, by the time the back train gets to this loading station, it's empty. And it speeds up the loading process massively. Otherwise, when it gets to this point, you have to wait for it to empty of guests, and then it has to load. So you actually cut the loading time down, I think, by about half. Means you can dispatch trains much quicker, and that's why I did it. But I made it look like it was one loading station, because Brighton's is like that. Brighton's ghost train is exactly like that. And in fact, this is exactly how it works. You sort of exit towards the back and then you enter towards the front. Anyway, that's enough waffling about the mechanics behind it. Let's actually go and see it, shall we? Yep. It's a decent little not ghost train, and the sight you get as you leave is also really good. It's just so full of stuff to look at. It's exactly as like Brighton Pier is. It's very claustrophobic. It's very in your face. It's very unfinished but finished, designed but not designed. Oh, I love it. I love it. Like this Corrales here, and the fact that you've got the Harris fencing. I call it Harris fencing, by the way. I know it's not Harris. That's not how you say it, but that's how I say it. I've always said it that way. Anyway, so yeah, the fact that you've got the Harris fencing and it looks like they've put it up to widen the area and stuff from peep level, it actually looks all right. Yeah, I like it. And then of course you've got the chair swing. That is a little bit more established because that's always been there. Then you've got the dodgems, and again we've commented about the pads and stuff, but you can make the pads look smaller. I've done it here. Those benches are not usable by guests, but hey, they're there. And then the planters and stuff just make the area come to life a little bit. Just a couple of like custom signs, couple of fences and stuff, and then you can call it done. I love this little setup. Like, this was an accident. I just pulled together a couple of things with a couple of resized beams like these bits here, just resized coaster supports, and then just add in some stuff on here, and it ended up looking really good. It's very Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. The color scheme is very like primary color, bold colors. That's the whole purpose behind it, right? But it actually looks real, like, and I'm chuffed. I'm proper chuffed with how this turned out. And of course the game will wrap the queue around here. So this is what I was saying earlier on, where you can't actually see the seam that well if you have the right lighting. You can't see that this is the queue. So happy days. I'll take it. But yeah, I love the fact that the guests wrap around, and I just love the fact that this looks like a tent. This is exactly how I wanted it to be. So I'm here for it. Like, yes. And then we've got the Eurofighter. Oh, the Eurofighter fits in so incredibly well. And again, when I was doing it, I didn't know if it was going to work. I knew that Eurofighters can be on piers and you can have temporary support structures and stuff, because Hydrus is out there, right? So I knew it's a thing, but I just didn't know whether it was going to work on this pier. But it actually does. So there's the station again. It's just this idea of exposed beams, and what are they all looking at? I just don't understand. So yeah, just the idea of all these exposed beams and fluorescent lights and bit of jank. It's all very like thrown together as cheaply as we can. I love it. Then the queue line, of course, because the pier has gotten busy over the years, it's ended up extending the queue line quite considerably down this way. So that's why the tread plate and stuff will suddenly come to an end here, because of course this would have been the old queue. And you walk up the stairs here, and then come into the station. And again, it's this whole pink and yellow exposed beam. I love it. Yes. Oh, I've left it testing. I was wondering why guests weren't in the queue. It's because the train is still testing. So anyway, I think we should go for a ride. I literally don't know what he's looking at. Like, okay, sure, you do you. So, gonna walk back down this way, back down the tread plate, exit, and then into the ride photo unit. Now, I get this question a lot. Yes, you do need to have a guest on a train for it to register the first photo, but it will then take photos of test dummies and empty trains thereafter. Don't know why, just that's how it is. So yeah, there you go. And I love the fact it takes photos of empty trains and test dummies, because that's how realistic it is. It's exactly what you would find. So yes, I love it. So there's a little soda and ice cream shack. I use it elsewhere, and in fact I've done something similar to these in the new series as well. So more on that next week. So we're going to come around this way, and then you've just got some more arcade machines just to line off the idea of the Eurofighter, and then we've got the kick flip. And again, the kick flip pad isn't actually adhered to here. I put down some tread plate, and then I've actually morphed it into the ride area of the Eurofighter, so that the actual pad is slightly smaller, so it takes up a little bit less space. But it sits so nicely in that little corner. I'm so glad that I chose that ride to go in there. And likewise with the drop tower, I didn't know if a drop tower was actually going to work in this little space, but it turns out that it does, and it would do. So there's the pier in, forgive me, I've forgotten which one it is. Is it Morey's? I think it's Morey's. So I think it's in Australia. Anyway, there is a drop tower on a pier, and that sets the precedent for what can be done with drop towers on piers. So I copied it, and there we go. It's only a small drop tower, and it absolutely works. And the queue line is quite simple, yeah. And then we come to the waltzers. So there are the waltzers. I did take the, and you saw this in the episode, I took the actual structure off of the workshop because I couldn't do better myself. So there we go. It looks amazing in that position. At the time I put it in, I was a little bit regretful that I didn't spin the waltz around, but now I've actually done this from peep level. I'm glad I didn't. This actually fits way better than had I have spun it around. Everything would have felt too uniform if I'd have spun it round. And that's not the idea of the pier. The idea is that it's supposed to be chaos. It's supposed to be this mishmash and mess of stuff. Likewise with the Monte Leone, I'm glad that I didn't do consistent fencing and I used the Harris fencing here as well, because it feels so much more right to have it like this and just have it janky and like almost unkempt, almost like it was just being put together. And then this little behemoth swing, well, this I think would be their most recent addition. This is like the booster that you've got on Brighton, or we had on Brighton Pier. In fact, Brighton at one time had two of them. And they were brilliant, but they were the absolute stars of the pier. And yeah, it's a shame they're gone. Actually, I don't know why they went. I think the pier rents the rides, and I think they wanted the ride back, or they didn't want to pay the rent on it. I don't know what happens, but anyway, it's not there anymore. But this would be like their new edition, and I just love how dominating it is. Yes, and it's such a cool ride. The only thing is how it would be secured to the pier. I mean, this is kind of enough, but I don't know how it would be. I'm not an engineer. I don't care. It's just there. It's real enough for me to say, yeah, let's do it. I mean, from here it looks all right. So whatever. And then trampolines. Love the trampolines. I'm so glad I pulled these together. It was actually a really quick job. I didn't think it was going to come about so well, but it does. Like, they just look like trampolines. If you go up through this way, they actually look like trampolines. You didn't really see it in the episode because I hid them with the arch shapes, but if you can see the yellow, I did actually put all of the bracing and stuff underneath just to make it real, but then I covered it up. So that was an effort wasted, wasn't it? But from down here it looks like trampolines, and you can see it's trampolines. There's the sign. So what more do you want? And then you've got the games unit. I actually made these to be gift shops, so they were actually usable. But again, if we get games and midway stuff in as an update, then of course we can come back and change it out. And then it's the same. It's the games unit. It was just the idea being to fill a space and just to fill a gap. So there you go. There's the Dodgems, and then there is the arcade. Again, I love the fact that I put the arcade underneath the Log Flume. It was such a good use of space. It was going to be such a wasted space otherwise. And from down here, actually, the arcade doesn't look too bad. When I was designing it, again, from that pseudo peep level, I wasn't too chuffed with it. But now it's in, like, it actually looks decent enough for me to go, yeah, do you know what? That looks all right from down here. And the fact that the support structure and whatever marries up with the Log Flume, it just finishes it off. It's a very industrial space, and that's the idea. You can almost smell it. You can almost smell the stickiness. Right, so let's head our way back out because we are pretty much done. So we're going to walk down this way, and we're going to walk past the slush shop. So there's the slush shop. We didn't see it up close last time. So there's the, and there's pizza pen and stuff. I'm going to walk back down this way. I love the view of the coastline that you get here, by the way. It's a shame that I didn't manage to get the guests to swim in the sea using pools. A couple of suggestions were about having it so that guests could jump off the pier into the pool, because the guests don't enter through shallow water. I didn't get a chance to try it out, so I sent it to Frontier to have a look at, because, yeah, you know, we want guests to enter into deep areas from shallow areas. So, fine. I mean, it's a shame. I would love to have seen people on the beach using sun loungers and that sort of stuff, but it is what it is. Still looks decent enough, and I like that the paths and stuff with the no curbs actually makes it look really, really good. Like, you're able to do stuff like this, and stuff like, I don't know if it's going to let me. No, it's not going to let me. Stuff like this, stuff like the road, that you couldn't have really done properly before, and now, you know, now you can. So I am going to do an episode, by the way, where I put your buildings in, because of course the city is not done. The city is just countryside at the moment. So you're not too late to submit your codes. Put your codes in the comments down here, down below, and I will do an entire episode of pulling together. I've got a couple already that are ready to go in. They are awesome, but again, you're not too late. So there you go. There's Portside Pier. Thank you so much for this series. As a mini-series, it was quite fun to pull together. We're going to do another series. It's going to be based on a farm. I just need to find the right map to do it. So, yeah, watch this space. Thank you. As always, I will see you next week. Have a good week. Take care of yourselves, guys. Bye-bye.